Hey everyone, this is Brad with Ginger Hippo, and I wanted to talk to you guys today about SEO spring training, why you should go. I'm going to give you a glimpse of what I'm going to be sharing at SEO spring training. So my area of presentation is SEO copywriting. And I'm going to give you a couple of live screen shares and examples of client work that we've created, where it ranks in all honesty, and how did we get there, right? And then we're going to have a little heart to heart as far as why you should go. All right. And we're going to talk a little bit about the presenters. And if you haven't bought a ticket yet, you definitely should. So let's dive right in and let's look at SEO copywriting. So I'm going to give an example, and it's all pretty straightforward. So let's share my screen. SEO copywriting. Let's see, share screen and share screen. All right. So, oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. All right. So I'm going to use an example of Uber advertising as an example. As you can see, Uber advertising, feel free to look this up on your own. And when we look this up, we're going to see TapNX here, which is one of our clients. And we're going to see Backseat Advertising as one of our clients as well. You can see when the articles were written, a little bit of a different sentence structure. And we're going to talk about why something ranks based on content, structure, etc. So let's dive in. So we have TapNX here. And it's important to know that from an SEO copywriting standpoint, we have applied 0 backlinks or 0 external. We also, as a test for these purposes, we've applied 0 on-page SEO or off-page SEO to these 2 articles here, and they're ranking number 1 and number 3. So let's dive in. If we look at the Keyword Explorer, we have a keyword difficulty of 12 with a search volume of 700 and a cost per click of $4. And if we look down here using Ahrefs, we can actually see that these are kind of swinging back and forth between the 1 and 3 spots. But we have an Ahrefs rank of TapNX at 273,000 and Backseat Advertising at 2.1 million. And TechCrunch obviously is pretty huge, right? So we're going after kind of the bigger people. We have larger companies with more backlinks, right? So when we look at how many backlinks, we have 0 here, and 1. This is an external link that we did not apply. And then how much traffic is actually going to these websites based on these keyword terms. When we look at keyword difficulty, obviously we need it states that we need a fair amount, so 13 websites to rank in the top 10, but we're still actually maintaining a 1 through 3, and these are older. These are August, July, June when these were published. Or August for this one, and then June for this one. We're actually maintaining a 1 through 3 position based on the day with 0 external factors. Okay, and there's some keys to this. And one of the keys that we're going to talk about in my presentation at SEO Spring Training is how do we write the content? How do we create relevance? And then how do we create a solid foundational link structure to the website to encourage that new content is picked up for ranking? That's kind of the question that everybody wants answered. And yeah, that's what we do, right? So we have content writers on staff. We position and train the content writers to write content in a way that actually ranks. And everybody says that they have a certain system or they do things a certain way, and maybe they do, maybe they don't. So again, look up on your own Uber advertising, okay? And then look up, obviously you're going to get some variation of these 3 in the top 3. And TechCrunch is a pretty big monster there to try and beat with Uber advertising. They're an advertising company, and it's a pretty big pill to swallow. So they wrote their content after hours, but we're still hanging in there. And as a test basis, we're actually going to go through and update these, right? So how do we write meta descriptions? How do we write titles. This is truncated, so we're going to go in and we're going to revise the title to ensure better ranking or consistent ranking. All right. So, yeah, that's that. And let's talk about SEO spring training for just a moment. So I have this handy dandy ticker that's there, and I'm going to encourage everybody to attend spring training, and here's why. There's been a kind of a core group that actually put together SEO spring training, and as we went into organizing and creating and getting speakers and everything else, one of the secrets to conferences is that you're never short on speakers, because everybody wants to stand in front of a crowd and actually have other people listen to them. And we went in with a different approach, and Terry and JC and Clint and Kyle and everybody else who's putting this all together came in with a little bit of a different approach of how do we actually create a conference where the speakers, we have this pool of speakers, and it was a tremendous pool, but how do we actually create enough value for the people who are attending spring training to walk away with bits and pieces from the different various speakers that would help them should they choose to go out and start the process of creating an agency and have key takeaways as they went through this conference, that they could learn bits and pieces from all of these experts. Experts like Craig Campbell flying all the way over from the UK. Man, buddy, thumbs up to you. Elias from SEO Autopilot is coming over from Greece to do a mastermind session on Monday. So if you're showing up for the conference, you're going to have a certain amount of engagement with different points. I would encourage everybody that's in the SEO industry who does this every day to definitely buy a mastermind ticket to listen to Elias talk about SEO Autopilot with secret recipes or his own personal recipes on how he actually ranks a URL. You're going to have Lane from Quantum Newswire talking about content syndication. You're going to have Brian Wynham showing up. Amazing, absolutely amazing. When I went to 31 Flavors in Stephen Kang's 31 Flavors in Vegas in August of last year, Brian's presentation was probably the most captivating and engaging presentation for me, because he was talking about how to get approved for a Google News channel and how do we go through that syndication process. Excuse me. You have Terry. Terry is a mastermind, absolute mastermind with PBNs and technical SEO. You have, just the short list. You have Marie and Moon showing up from Rule Your Rankings talking about how, on-page SEO, which they're part of one of the masterminds too. I would highly encourage everybody to go listen to Marie and Moon. I mean, they're in the trenches. They do this every single day. Who else do we have showing up? It's just this plethora. Alex Barr, great, right? Just a plethora of information and knowledge. Marty Marion. Listen to Marty Marion in August at 31 Flavors and talking about positioning and depositioning a brand. So how do you go in and you're going to compete in a market vertical or a space? How do you actually deposition your competition within that space and then position your brand in a way that's going to compete and consistently compete? Okay. Who else do we have showing up? We have speakers. Just to mention, Kyle Roof. Oh my God, sorry, man, I forgot about you. Kyle Roof is the master. If you aren't using Page Optimizer Pro in your SEO agency for content writing, you're a fool. Okay, Kyle's tool is amazing. We use it every single day, and we are pumping out shit tons of content. Clint Butler. If you haven't heard Clint talk about schema and how to actually create a solid foundation of a website, you're missing out. Who else do we have here going that I can personally speak to or speak about? Chad Michael Lawson, brilliant mind from a coding standpoint. He's a guy who gets it, who can actually take information and create a solution. If you haven't heard this guy speak before, you really need to. Who else do we have? Jeff Lenny, affiliate marketing. If you're looking to get into the affiliate marketing space, you should be listening to Jeff, right? Without a doubt. Mike Steffens from a local SEO standpoint, huge. Okay, here's another guy who's in the trenches doing the work every day, showing positive progress, getting everything done. Glenn Ingram, when it talks to ADA, Americans with Disabilities Association compliance, website compliance for ADA and disabilities, it's going to be huge. Um, and I think that's everybody that I know, right? I can't speak to the people that I haven't heard before, but when we line this up and we looked at how do we create the most powerful and impactful um, conference for people to be able to walk in and maybe even stage zero and then walk out with enough confidence, knowledge, education, etc., that they could literally take everything that they learned and go out tomorrow and probably land a client from an SEO perspective and do a good job. That's how we put this conference together. So if I would definitely show up. I mean, tell me a reason why you wouldn't. Let's talk about why you wouldn't. Let's talk about why you shouldn't show up to SEO spring training. Either you know it all, you're sitting on a pile of gold, or you just don't get it, right? Maybe you don't get it. Maybe, or maybe you know everything. I don't know. I don't know everything, but maybe you do. Anyhow, April 3rd through 6th, SEO spring training. You need to get your ticket because they are selling. There's a maximum capacity of 300 people plus our presenters showing up to this. And you're either one of the 300 or you're not. And I promise in Rain Man fashion, Bradley Bennett fashion, that if you don't show up, I won't miss you. Okay. And if you don't show up, I promise I won't feel you are important when you are inboxing me for free knowledge. I'm a busy dude. I do this shit every day for a living. And if you want to know, if you want to learn, if you want to get into those trenches and figure out unbelievable tools to make you successful in 2020, you will be there. If not, you're just a part of history. Anyhow, I'm signing off, guys. Buy your ticket. The ticker at the bottom, SEOspringtraining.com. Get there. If you have a will, there is a way. Sign up for the affiliate program. If you know of other people who want to go, we're paying $50 per ticket sold under our affiliate program. And we did that for you because we understand that there are some people in this industry who aren't there yet. And we're giving you an opportunity to help pave your way, to put your butt in a seat, to help you learn the tools that you don't have to make you more successful. I can't think of a better reason to say yes. And I think only a fool would say no. Ball's in your court. See you, or maybe not, soon.